2016, The Branding Solution, and we are here with episode 115, and we are here with Monday Night Raw for the final episode of Raw of 2016. And how will we end this? We will end with our pre-show, where we decide to put the brothers against each other, with Bray Wyatt picking up an easy win over Bo Dallas. That's a solid enough pre-show opening match. Let's be honest, it's never going to be too special because Bo isn't very good on this game. Next up, we have Curtis Axel, TM61 and the Shining Stars picking up a much needed win, with Curtis Axel, I believe, being the star attraction of this match, and a few improvements for the actual main roster guys, not the NXT guys. Kurt Angle defeated Marty Scurll. Another one, just putting Kurt Angle with a couple of hard workers. He could easily make the main roster sooner, this guy, rather than later. I will have to start getting very ruthless and getting rid of people. I just have to be smart. Look, Kurt Angle is declining on here, so it's not really worth keeping him around too long. He's great, everything about him is great, but we should really look to build the next stars, so he's going to be around at least for the next 6 months of the game, and then we'll see where it goes. But there are a few sort of mid-carders to low-carders who could be getting moved on, shall we say. I just don't know who. System X, obviously Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, brand new team, not very over on this game, so I have to work from scratch. I think their popularity was about 5, so this is always going to be a bad match, but they beat Cody Hall and Barry Griffiths. The in-ring performances are getting better already, which is good. Dean Ambrose defeats Mr. Reliable, Biff Busick, who, as I keep saying every episode, is getting closer and closer to his main roster call-up. We'll wait and see. Ty Dillinger defeats Rhino. I needed Ty to get a couple of wins under his belt, really. And then we have Anglo Dawkins, American Alpha and the Ring Kings defeating Wolf, Crime Time, and The Ascension. Obviously Alexander Wolf's from NXT, the weak link. It was pretty much just thrown together for this. Some Chad Gable was the star performer, which was quite surprising. That's actually really surprising. Usually Jason Jordan's the star of most of these matches. Never mind. I believe we go straight to the main show now. And the main show starts. The main reason I'm not typing at this time, Daniel Bryan comes out and says, "Seth, you don't have an opponent for the Royal Rumble. I want to challenge you so we can have match of the year 2 years in a row." The reality is, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins have the match of the year for my company since I've been manager. But the big dog Roman Reigns says, "Hey, wait a minute, Daniel. I want another shot of this. These two former brothers of mine just keep turning their backs on me. I want to be the guy to end Seth's reign." This brings up Seth, Dean and Hunter. Seth just laughing at the two of them because he's beaten both of them. Dean just waiting ready as the backup, plan B. And Triple H says, "How about you two team up tonight, next, in a 4-on-2 handicap match, and if you can work together, you will have a number 1 contenders match against each other next week for the first episode of Monday Night Raw of 2017. So that sets everything up. I've added the match, and we have that next. So we have Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns defeating #DIY in the Uprising. This was nice, and a 72, not the worst match. Keeps the heavyweight title picture going. So yeah, everything we needed to do, it did. Slightly boosted up on something else, but never mind. So next week we're going to have Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns as the main event. But first they get taken out by Ambrose, Owens, Samoa Joe, Rampage Brown and Michael Dante. Part of the Decimation Squad of such of Triple H's of Brutes. There is also Tommy End. That is a force Triple H has put together. Let's put it that way. So 74 is still good even with two newcomers to the company. Rampage Brown goes straight into his next match, where he beats Enzo Amore with a distraction from Jack Gallagher, technically their manager. I put him to be as if he's their manager. And the 60 is a good match, really, for these two. Kofi cuts a promo about how he's going to take that title back from Big E tonight. He got betrayed. He will take back what is his. And that is the main event for our final show of the year. Carlito beats Brian Kendrick. Simple, quick match. And he calls out Neville again. And yet again, he gets rejected by Neville. I'm doing this so Carlito needs to make an impact. He is the heel in the storyline, but I feel I need to give him something, and the TV title looks like a good choice to go for. So we'll see where it keeps going with the challenges. Sami Zayn and John Morrison defeat Baron Corbin and Del Rio when Bad News Barrett accidentally hit Baron Corbin. Yes, this will give Baron Corbin a defeat, but it also helps the Intercontinental picture, where these two have a heated confrontation afterwards. Even Hill versus Hill, that's still a 78, really good. And now I just have the match put together. I wanted to see if Roderick Strong and Jericho were any good. And a 71, it's good. Yeah, you have to remember I've got Jericho, Ziggler and The Miz. So we're going to have a number one contenders match for the winner of Kofi Big E. But I thought I'm going to bump that back one more week because it's no point having that type of match just before we go into things, and we kind of hint who I'm going to go for as a winner. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have them face each other again next week, first show of the year. It's a big triple threat match. Triple H decides that he's had enough of Corbin and Barrett's arguments. He's going to help one of these two men take that title and bring it to his dynasty as such that he is creating. So we're going to have a triple threat match at Fully Loaded, not the Royal Rumble. So this isn't until February. They have the pay-per-view 2 weeks after the Royal Rumble. So I kind of have to start booking that match. We may let Sami Zayn have a throwaway match at the Rumble, but the chances are all three are going to be in the actual Rumble. And we have Dolph Ziggler defeat Kevin Owens. An 80, really good match there. Again, it's another distraction by Finn Balor. And Kevin Owens just keeps getting haunted by him. And Bray Wyatt cuts a promo on Kevin Owens saying, "You've disturbed my demon, and he has his eyes set on you, Kevin. He is coming for you. Run." So we're going to have Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor at Fully Loaded as well. Obviously, I keep him from being seen, As I've always said on the TV shows, this may change post WrestleMania. That's the way I'm going to look at doing it. I want to try and keep him as just the demon character. I like the demon character over the guy who comes up without it. Just have great ears. It just doesn't have the same impact. With Bray Wyatt, the demon is unleashed. And our main event, Big E retains his title and improves on flying. I'm happy with an 80 rating. Big E is celebrating when Bray Wyatt attacks Big E. Now this is hinting. He attacks him, waves the briefcase at him, but just walks off. Obviously Big E has also joined Triple H's little group, so this helps Bray Wyatt tease the idea that he's going to come after Big E or Seth Rollins. So yeah, it's not the greatest ending. I think we'll be lucky to get an 80 overall. I think our matches were good. So an 81. I think that's because our two matches were 80 plus. So I'm happy with that rating. We'll head back to the main screen and see where everything else is going. Okay, we are back to the main screen. Let's see what sort of news we have. Nothing too positive. Happy with it. Just a renewal of a training contract, I believe. And we check the news. Developmental, moaning and groaning, the usual suspects. Don't worry too much about them. And I forgot to put her back to developmental as a trainer. That's what she was, and I'm going to keep her there as the trainer. I'm happy that's what she's doing. She's good at that. And so we have an 80 for the Legends. Future IC is 66. 71. Just the Blair tag team ones. I messed this up. I thought I had put 2 tag teams from this in the Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns match. I forgot I had moved the Uprising, staying in the tag team one. And TV title was saying blah. 71 on that. Bit disappointing. And the world title's an 80. As you can see, I'm keeping Kofi in and around that. I'm not quite sure where to put Kofi next, because obviously I can't really just dump him out with this picture yet. But I need to find something. I can't put him in the World Heavyweight against Seth Rollins yet. Or I could. That's the thing. I could put Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins. It's got a few options ready open. It's a bit unfair not to give him another look at the title picture. Anyone on Smack Raw on there? Nope. Brian Kendrick's the only one from Smack from Raw on there. So that will finish this episode. We'll be back with SmackDown next time. Thank you all for watching.